Venezuela's opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, met with President Trump for the first time at the White House yesterday and gifted him her Nobel Prize.
And then she sat down exclusively with our Rachel Campos-Duffy. And Rachel joins us now. Rachel, I know you've had a relationship with her for a long time. It's so great that she gave you this exclusive interview. And it's phenomenal because she just broke news by giving the Nobel Peace Prize to Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, first of all, good morning to all of you. This was her very first interview since the capture of Nicolas Maduro. Wow. And as you know, the vice president of Nicolas Maduro's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, has been working with the administration, and they said she's been good to work with. So this meeting that she had just prior to my interview with the president and with Marco Rubio was a very high-stakes meeting for her, and she met the moment. Watch.
Maria, you just left the White House. How did it go?
It go very well. It went very well. I'm very grateful for the opportunity I had to speak with President Trump, something I've been looking forward for a very long time. It was a huge responsibility because I did it on behalf of the Venezuelan people that appreciate so much what he has done for not only the freedom of the Venezuelan people, but I would say the whole hemisphere.
What was your purpose when you went in there? Did you have a mission? Did you have something you wanted to accomplish when you were in this meeting, in this lunch with the president?
Yes, certainly. First of all, I wanted to share with President Trump my profound trust in the Venezuelan people. And I told him that, please trust the Venezuelan people. We are people that love the United States of America, that share values, that admire the strength of your institutions, that want to live with democracy and dignity and justice and freedom. We want to have our children coming back home and work together for the security of the whole hemisphere. And I wanted to convey this to him and for him to know how much support and hope there is today in Venezuela regarding what he's doing in our country.
In spite of the Nobel Prize Committee saying that you couldn't transfer your Nobel Prize to anyone, especially President Trump, you did today. Why did you do that?
Because he deserves it. And it was a very emotional moment. I decided to present the Nobel Peace Prize medal on behalf of the people of Venezuela. And I told President Trump where I found also inspiration to do that. And it happens that 200 years ago, General Lafayette gave Simón Bolívar, Venezuela's liberator, a medal bearing the face of George Washington. And it was in tribute to Bolívar's fight for freedom in the continent. And Simón Bolívar kept that medal with him until the rest of his days. So 200 years later in history, the people of Bolívar are presenting to the Washington's heir in retribution, in this case a medal, that's the Nobel Peace Prize medal, for what he's doing to liberate Venezuela and for freedom in the Americas.
Maria, what's next for Venezuela?
Oh, freedom. Freedom. That's what's going to come for us. Not only that, but we are going to have a country that will be, I always say, the envy of the world.
Do you want to be the president of Venezuela?
I want to serve my country where I am more useful. I got a mandate, and I have that mandate very present every day. It has meant taking huge risks and paying very high costs, not only for me, but also for my family and our teams. But I do believe that, there's a mission, and we are going to turn Venezuela into that land of grace. And I believe I will be elected when the right time comes as president of Venezuela, the first woman president of Venezuela.
Rachel?
Yeah, I mean, she is an elegant woman, and the manner in which she presented that Nobel Peace Prize is as important as the medal itself. Here she was, Simón Bolívar, the liberator of Latin America, and then 200 years, had that medal with the face of George Washington that he carried with him everywhere. And here she was giving a different medal to the new liberator of the Americas. It was an emotional moment. The president was touched. It was amazing. And that's not the only gesture she gave him, guys. She also handed him a rosary. So everywhere that she would go when she was campaigning, and even after she won that election 2 years ago that was then taken away from her by Nicolás Maduro, everywhere she would go, Venezuelans would put rosaries over her head and present her with rosaries. And she has a collection of about 7,000 rosaries. Wow. Of all the people who gave them to her. And when there was one moment where she was kidnapped, during one of these campaign events. This is the kind of dangers that she was in. And when she left the country and escaped, last month, she took 7 rosaries with her. And those were the rosaries that were given to her on the day that she was kidnapped. And the reason she took them, when she was kidnapped, she thought she would never live again. The regime is brutal. But President Trump wrote a tweet that day and said, "Don't touch a hair on her head, or you're going to see the wrath of me." And they let her go. And she believes President Trump saved her life. A couple days ago, she met with the Pope, and she had those 7 rosaries. Those are one of the few items she took with her on that very dangerous escape that she took out of Venezuela and back to Europe. And she had those rosaries with her. She presented them to the Pope, who blessed them. And then she gave one of those rosaries to President Trump. So she really, I think, knocked it out of the park in this meeting in terms of really giving homage to the president for what he has done for Venezuela. I also asked her, we'll have more of this interview over the weekend, and Fox and Friends, you must stay tuned. There's a lot more on this. I asked her, what would you tell the oil executives who met with President Trump last week? And the other question I asked that I think was important is, I asked her what she would say to fair-minded, war-weary Americans who are very skeptical of foreign interventions and really want, the president to focus on domestic issues. What would you say to them? Why would this action be America first? She had a great answer for that, too. So you got to stay tuned. We've got an incredible interview. I sat with her for 45 minutes, and it was fascinating.
Good tease. I want to watch it all. And you'll be able to see it this weekend when she sits down with Griff and also Charlie right here on the world-famous Kirby couch.
Full interview. Yeah. Congratulations on that interview.
Good job.
Great.
Thank you so much.
A lot of people didn't know much about Venezuela before all of this. Donald Trump intervenes, and now we're following their elections. Hopefully she'll be safe enough to go back eventually.
That's her goal. She wants to go back home, and she says Donald Trump is the liberator of her country.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Rachel.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.